Okay, so FormIt. We're going to take this dude right here, and we are going to export this as a DWG. So I'm going to do File, Export Locally. We're going to go with a DWG file, All Objects, Export. So let's name that Haiti Jewels, DWG, save. Revit, this is going to be under Insert, CAD, DWG format. I think I wrote that to my desktop.
Yeah, it is.
Haiti Jewels. Open. Cool, so that's placed. The first thing that you might need to do, and this is a feature, not a fault, but it's kind of annoying, is if I need to move that around anywhere, I need to unpin it inside of Revit, right? So that's just allows me to move that wherever I need it to go. So this is all one-to-one. So if I measure something, right, I'm 90 by 60. So that's spot on. If you notice, I should be able to get some elevations and things like that off of here as well. So if I wanted to start seeing, like, this would be my north or my south elevation. So inside of Revit, I can take these little elevation tags. So that's my north, east, west, south elevations. If I click on that triangle, it's going to show me a blue line. That blue line is where my elevation is projected from. Okay, so if I go to my elevation view, bam, I get that elevation. And that DWG file is actually working a little better than the AXM because it's showing, remember on the AXM file, we were seeing everything in wireframe and we really didn't have a lot of choices. That DWG file, it's reading a surface is a lot nicer, right? So that's giving me that file from Haiti in hidden line. That's a pretty good underlay to start with, okay? But what we often need is we need this in plan view as an underlay at scale, right? So for right now, I've got that set as 1/8 inch, but let's say we want to do this at a, we want to keep it at 1/8 inch or 16? Let's keep it at an 1/8 inch, but it's going to be pressing to get that onto a 24 by 24 for Jules' project. We'll see how it fits, okay? So what we need is we need this on a 24 inch by 24 inch page. So the easiest way to do that is to, okay, we've got two options. We can build a page, right, and place it on the page and print the page, or we can just go file print.
Build the page is better for Matt. That's how I did it the first time.
I'm going to show you guys both, because sometimes just going file print can save some steps. So let's, essentially what I want to do is I can't be like this. I'm going to use my viewport, like what I can see as sort of a crop box, okay? And I can go file and print, and I'm going to do a Qt PDF writer. If you don't have Qt PDF writer, get it. It's better than Adobe PDF. It gives you more page sizes, things like that. And I'm going to send this up as a 24 inch by 36 inch, understanding that I've got 12 inches extra that I can cut it down to make it fit on my 24 by 24. Okay, I'll show you guys, in this video, I'll show you how to grab Qt PDF as well. So, Qt PDF writer, and I need to go to my setup right down here. I'm going to go to visible portion. So not just current window, but visible portion of my current window. And what that means is it's going to use my window as a crop box. So I'm going to go setup. And on my, this is why I like Qt PDF. It has a bunch of really well-defined paper sizes, including, oh, there's not a 24 by 24. I thought there might be. But there is ArcD, which is 24 by 36. I want my zoom, super important. Revit by default goes fit to page, which is completely stupid. It should always be zooming to 100%. We're architects, right? Our scales are super important. Everything else you can leave as the default. So I'm going to say OK, and then I'm going to hit preview. And so, yeah, that's going to fit 24 by 24, right? Because that's, I can guess pretty easily that that's 12 inches that I can cut off right there, right? So then I can just hit print and OK. And so then this would just go to my desktop, and this would be Haiti, Jules, 24 by 36, PDF file, save, and that's ready to send to Maddie to print. That's option one. That's your fastest option if I'm just trying to get it out of the computer to use it as an underlay, right? So it's skipping a few steps. If I need to create a page, I'm going to go to Sheets, and then right-click and go New Sheet. Then I'm going to click Load. And this if Revit is installed correctly, which is the big if in terms of StudentWorks, you should be able to see Revit and title blocks.
We only have two.
Yeah,
the root
we have-
analysis and structural precast.
Yeah.
Yep, then you need to load the Revit families. Okay, so let's go back to here and let's do, oh, it's not there. Where do we do that at? Drat. And because they don't install it a lot of times in the first pass because this is huge. This is like another 3 or 4 gigabytes worth of stuff, but you need it. It is under. If I go to memory, always when I'm recording, Autodesk.com, and then I need to do my sign in. Okay, is it here? Once you're signed in, you should be able to go to products. I don't know if I'm going the right spot or not. Oh, man. So there's my Revit. Let me do a quick search here. I think I'm going the wrong direction. Revit 2022 family library download. Revit 2022 content. There it is. Except you don't want the Brazilian Portuguese version. You need to come down to the US content. Yeah, it's 1.2 gigabytes. If I would have just done the search earlier, I would have gone right to it and not messed around with logging into Autodesk. You need that .exe file. And you install that. That gives you all of that content. So, Jason, for you, that's how you get your furniture in Revit. Right? Because it's going to be in that content library. Okay, so let's go back into Revit. Title blocks. I would start with just a default, something that's close. Oh, man, these are terrible. Let's see what else we can find here. I was hoping for just a blank title block. I guess there's really not any, maybe anymore. Yeah, let's just open one of those. Okay, so I'm going to do that. And I don't need any of this stuff, right? So I'm just going to select it and say open. And I'm just going to delete all of this stuff. Because just getting stuff out of the computer, I don't need it, right? I just need the border to act as a print edge. So I'm going to select one line, and that's going to be 24 inches. I'm going to select my other line, and that's going to be 24 inches. And then I'm going to do a file, save as, family. And that is going to be a 24 by 24. I'm going to load it into my project. And now when I go to my sheets, right here, I can select this guy. And I'm just going to change this to a 24 by 24. Cool? Because families are really good about that. I mean, Revit's great about that stuff. It's just like, oh, I just want this to be that. So now I've got a 24 by 24 sheet, and I can just take my level 1. So I'm going to just double click on it. Oh, come on. Double click. So I'm 1/8 inch, that content. I'm on my sheet right here, A101. I want that content. I'm just left clicking and dragging. I'm going to drop it. Bling. Right under there. Now, this is still 1:1, but inside of Revit, I can preview this to scale. So if I measure this now, that's no longer 90 feet. That's now 12 inches, right? So this is kind of like a window into the world of printing this out, which is why that's convenient. I know it's going to fit if I go through these steps rather than just going file print, right? I've kind of done a little bit of the footwork for you guys, so I know that file print and sending it to 24 by 24 should kind of work for you guys, or 24 by 36 should work for most of these projects without doing this stuff. Okay, so from here it's the same process. I'm just going to go file, print. I'm still Cute PDF is awesome to work with. So setup, make sure your zoom set to 100, arc D, knowing it will trim off 12 inches. Okay, preview. Oh, I need to go back. Close. Let's go back to print. A little bit different because I'm no longer using the view to crop, so I want to center that. Okay. Nope. Preview. That should work this time. Right. So it's centered that format into my 24 by 36 print. Okie dokie. And it's going to take a second to process that as a PDF. 80 joules, 24 by 36. Replace it. So that gives me then 80 joules, 24 by 36 PDF. That's the file you want to send to the printer.
Okay. Yeah.
Cool. Cute PDF. If you don't have Cute PDF, just Google, not Cood, but Cute PDF Writer. Download the free latest version. Just make sure you don't click on the bait. Right? I always tell everybody to download this. Inevitably, every semester, somebody's like, they installed all this malware on my computer. That's because you click on the big green start buttons rather than correct down, right? But Qt PDF is great because it has a really excellent set of preset sizes. And unlike Adobe Acrobat, it's super small and super efficient. The other thing that you can use if you have it, sometimes it's on student computers, sometimes it's not, is file, print, Microsoft print to PDF. But again, if I go to setup, you don't have all those paper sizes as an option that Qt PDF brings in for you. And for a program, I think Qt PDF is all of like 2 megabytes in size. It's itty bitty. It's so worth getting all those paper sizes and not having to go through the print drivers and download them. Just make sure you don't click the clickbait. Yeah. And it doesn't really install malware or anything like that if you do, but it wants to install like overlays on your Google browser and all this ridiculousness. Cool? Easy peasy. I mean, it's not, because Revit's not particularly intuitive, but you do it a few times, and like, yeah, you talk to a fourth-year student, they're like, oh, it's this and this and this and this. And they do it so fast that it's just like, but it's like one of those things, once you've done it 2 or 3 times, it's just like, because we do it, I mean, you do that, like, third year and up, you do that like 20 times, 30 times a semester. So it just becomes second nature to build those things. But I really encourage, and like in rep, I'm going to go ahead and stop recording. I think we're through enough, unless there's other questions on it.
No. Yeah, that was too quick, but I haven't downloaded anything yet.